Hello friends, I'm Colonel Failure and you are back with Transport Fever Mainline. We're looking at the Helix that put us through so much problem last time around, and there's a train going through it. Look, that's kind of what I promised you would happen, and it's kind of what's happening there. Never let it be said that it didn't happen, because there it is happening. And as we watch the train disappear into the tunnel like magic, we shall look up to the top deck here and watch it come out the other end. The aspiration, of course, is to run a train long enough that it can be at both ends of the tunnel at the same time. Maybe later. Certainly not today. But there you go. So that's running reasonably well. It's nigh profitable. And when I say nigh, it's, some years it will hit. Other years, maybe not so much. Overall, the route isn't quite making money yet, but that's fine. I wouldn't expect the route to be making money immediately. As we pull up the Hall of Shame here to say what is making any money at all. We're running an 80-year-old commuter line there. Let's just put that over there to address in a moment. Hold on, this one's even old. This is 87 years old. Maybe we'll just put that over there and see if we go. Let's just make sure we've got no other candidates for Hall of Shame. No, okay, that's all fine. Right, so the name for our pain is the Freight Spinwood Boxcar, as is so often the case, which is odd given how many trains it's running. And the amount of freight that it's actually hauling. Although saying that, it just dropped by 7 million quid, the amount that it was out of business. This exterior route here is also churning away, doing its best to put me out of business. But it will bed in time, possibly. It might not. But that's okay, because we will offset it by the happy campers that are making plenty of cash. I'm putting a great deal of stock in that actually being potentially likely. It's the interior route running the Australian locos that is actually making me any money at all. Well done, frankly. Good for you. Jolly good show. All of that kind of thing. Anyway, today we're going to be doing a little bit more in terms of keeping stuff rock and rolling. What are you running on there at the moment? Just a bus. Okay, well, we can certainly replace that with a bus. Stick around. After the bombastic intro, we'll get to work. Now then, before we go any further, we're outside Mega City 1, and I wanted to call your attention to a couple of kind of the big projects that are going to happen soonish. I don't know. Maybe if I get through whatever it is I do first, I've not even looked. Early today, then maybe we'll start to address it. We're here at Mega City 1, and here's a station. You're all familiar with this, and as you know, we have a terminating track that comes in from the other side here for passenger services, and then we have two tracks which have the possibility of terminating coming in this way. Now then, these four in the middle is what's going to be taking my passengers here and there and everywhere. And I have long mooted, as has been suggested by everybody, that we run a down, up service on these tracks. Now, here's where it's going to get interesting. Based on the configuration of the station, I'm not certain that's the best thing to do, right? I think that up on this side, down on the right is the superior method, and here's why. Trains come into the terminating platform, right? That's the thing, and then they want to leave again, right? So I've probably picked the wrong station to do this. How far out is that junction? The junction's over here. So right now what happens is the train crosses over a couple of tracks. It doesn't cross over all of them in order to get into the station, potentially causing some queuing going the opposite way. Now, there is going to be some queuing at some point, unless I were to do flying junctions or over and unders and that kind of jazz. There will always be some line crossing that takes place. I'm okay with that. I'm comfortable with it. The thing is, when do you want people to queue? Do you want traffic that is staying on the tracks to be queuing, or traffic that is trying to merge in? Should they be the ones adopting a bit of queue action? And I think it's the latter. I think it's people that are coming out of the platform to get... Let's move to a different station. Let's move to one that's a bit closer merged. Hogsmeade, no, you are not it. Let's go for Asgard. Asgard will do. Yeah, right. So trains coming out. I would rather they queued here. Right, so we'd put signals up just outside the platform. They queue and wait to get back into a business, which would be rolling up this side, and then you're not blocking the opposing lane of traffic. If we have to cross on the way in, which if you're doing up, down. No, you've got that the wrong way around, haven't you? Anyway, that's the kind of fuzz going on in my brain at the moment with that regard. We'll see. Up, down, however, is not going to work when we start to deploy slightly faster services. Here's the train coming out of Asgard. There you go. We built this last time as well. It was good. I say it was good. Still is. This is, this is all... We're certainly stocking up on goods quite nicely. Whether or not we can make this profitable is going to come down to, can we make it profitable? It's the simple thing to do would be to run more shuttle services between stations we know are going to be occupied, but that kind of goes against the ethos that we're trying to set up here. So, I'm all about an ethos, and therefore, no. Right, okay, now then, what should we do today? Caprica City. I said I was going to do it at the start of the last episode, didn't do it at the start of the last episode. I'm going to do it this episode. Caprica also doesn't have any kind of goods facility at the moment. Why would you say that? Well, I'd say it because that makes life more complicated. Now then, where do we actually want to head out to? We could get a route that goes, because we've already hooked up to Atlantis, so we could get a route that follows this one out and then swerves off mightily towards Pleasant View, and maybe make another terminating service in Pleasant View. That could be pleasant. Potentially even sharing the goods line, although you really wouldn't want to do that to yourself. No, that's not the goods line. That is the goods line. That's the passenger line up there, look. Yes, okay, that's a possibility. And then coming this way, we've actually got a few choices this way. We could swing round and hit Pseudopolis. Before maybe swerving back out of Pseudopolis to Sherma. That doesn't feel right to me. No, hold on, look. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, I'm gonna do a loop. I've not surveyed this at all. What's the problem? Why are you such a buffoon? Let's give that a go and see how entertaining we can make it. Right, okay, so the first thing we're going to need to do is sacrifice these houses in the name of progress. I'm always willing to do that. We could make it a nice, fast, loop of some kind. Now then, can I get this over here without it looking absolutely ruddy hideous? If we just build out a section first, we'll keep it on the same elevation because you're certainly not gonna. We're not going to keep it on the same elevation. Is the same elevation impossible to us? Because that would be minorly disappointing. Okay, right. Well, you can do that. No. Here, I think this is going to prove to be the superior approach here. Is if one were to do something like that, and then we get the junction in place like this, right? And then we'll do the other side as well, right? And just come round and do that. Hunky-dory, and then you can run into the Don't you bridge pillar collage on me, unless it's with these houses, because we already know that they're forfeit. Although why you're not offering me the opportunity to just nuke them, I don't really understand. Let's try that again, only this time it will work. There you go. Right, there we go. So, now, and the benefit of a loop, of course, is that it means I don't have to do any kind of ridiculous junction kind of behaviour. Although, now I'm looking at this, I kind of go, oh, really? Did you have to? Is there no way I can make that look better? You can try with the bulldozer. But it's just going to do the same thing again. Look, it's done a really nice job here at removing that central nonsense where we've snapped the track together. So, you know, I'm going to try it as much as it pains me to do so and see if we can't make that just a little bit more sunshine and flowers. Right, okay, sunshine and flowers coming right up. No, look, it's going to happen. It's happening. No matter which way you cut it, you are getting that. That's a thing you're getting. No, even at the shortest, you're going to get one. Changing the bridge type. Okay, yeah. Oh, what about the unsupported bridge? Like, no, not like that one. Where does it live? What does that do? No, that's not your Huckleberry. That one, this one. No, it's just not removing that, and that's the problem. That's the difficulty. I think we're just going to have to. I think we might just have to settle with what we've won there. I don't think we're going to get anything superior to that. Yeah, okay, we're just going to have to not scrutinise that too closely, I think, is the long and the short of it. There'll be ways you can make it work, I'm sure. Actually, the way you make it work is if you build ground under this section and have this as an embankment of some kind. The problem there is that it just doesn't... There's no way to make it look good. Well, there are plenty of ways to make it look good, but it will be quite obviously a lump of ground that you've built in this town in order to make that happen. Hold on, I'm trying to do too many things at once here. It's like I tell you, recording these videos is like walking and chewing gum at the same time. What's that? Why? That wasn't. I didn't. That's not what I asked for. Let's try going the other way and see if that's any better. Although it's stuck another one in there. Oh, don't be so ugly, you peasant. Or I will build some kind of an embankment and I'll blow the rest of the episode on doing that. Tell you what, we'll go with function over form for the moment, and we'll just leave these trip hazards for our trains in place. I know, maybe messing around with signals would make it work. Regardless, we'll press on. Right, okay, so it's going to be showing a platform coming here, and then we're going to head out to Trumpton. Now, where's the Trumpton station approach? That's it, over there, isn't it? And Trumpton's only a double track station. Hey, this is going to be interesting. So these are the 4 stations that one could get to from the existing 2 cross-country routes. Interesting. Is it interesting? It's moderately interesting, I suppose. Do we want to go uphill here, or does it flatten back out again the other side, and a tunnel would be better? Actually, I've used enough tunnel kind of exits for now. We'll give this a dedicated kind of looping construct, kind of an idea. So as a result of this, there is a chance that we do cannibalise the intercity route, but crossing between one and the other should provide some demand, I would hope. Right, now you can have a little tunnel, okay? I know it'll make you happy. Back up to here, and then go on the flat. Get the curve about right. There you go. Because we'll try and just whack in a quick tunnel underneath the road. Don't know, but that's not looking amazing. Why? What have I got? What have I done here? Oh, I see. Okay, fine. Do that. Yeah. And then what? Right, well, then bend the track as though you're having a bit of a court. Why am I hosing this up? That's weird. See, look, we don't. There you go. That's a bit of a 167 would be okay. Still odd. Sorry. Yep. Where was I? Well, taking a corner fundamentally. 140 some odd would be okay. Yeah, I don't really want to go any slower than that though. Right, now then, do we think we've even got a fighting chance of getting under there? Realistically speaking, yes. There we go, and we'll emerge back over there, maybe taking this down at the same time, because obviously we've got a bit more of a drop to go, and that way we can avoid having to do some extensive bridging for once. Right, okay, good. Now then, if this goes relatively quickly, and it feels like it might, we haven't got the last leg done yet, but we will, then we'll move on to something else afterwards. Right, okay, so we still have a bit of bridge action happening just out the other end, but it is rather a pronounced, rather a pronounced slope that we've got here. And actually, it doesn't want to do it. Well, if we take it out of the tunnel first, then we might be able to achieve some level of success, or we could continue going down further, maybe change the elevation in the. What have I just done there? Nothing. No, you see, you wanted to press that button. There you go. Change the elevation downward a little further, not up, down, right? And then maybe we can come out lower down and avoid having any bridge at all. I don't think we'll avoid having all bridges, but we might get away with a little bit of it, just up a bit. Why are you having a stressful moment there? This should be fairly easy. I'm not asking you to bulldoze very much. This is just a tunnel exit, the same as we've done 1,000 times before. That's curious. Alright, what if we said go on the flat? No, how odd. Okay, well, this is a new one on me. Yeah. Okay, how are you going to fix that then? I honestly couldn't tell you. That's very strange. Let's keep going until we get tunnel entrance. No, you've got tunnel entrance pretty much immediately. You sure? No, I'm quite sure. All right, okay. Rethink number 2. Oh, crikey. It's because I said this was going to be easy. Never say it's going to be easy, because it's not. All right, keep going down there. All right, and then down, 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 down. All right, we're going to go even more aggressively down. Where's the track we're trying to get onto? It's over there, look. So if you come out this way a bit, then that gives you a smoother kind of curve to snap back in. Do that. Actually, don't do that. Take that as far as there. Maybe it's because I double tracked a bit that it was unhappy with me. Right, there we go. That's got it out. Beautiful. That's the stuff. That's what I want. That's what I was asking. I'm sure it was because I double tracked. Okay, fine. That'll do it. And then obviously when you do the second track, it's got no problem at all, because you've already done the terrain adjustments necessary to make it happen. Right, okay, now then, where are you going to stick this junction? I don't really want to go through the hill to get there, but you've got this magnificent cut going on there. So I think if we were to peel off near these signals, obviously we need to replace the signals afterwards, but that's okay. Try and keep a relatively high speed in the process. 140 is acceptable. Right. There we go. Right, now then, where are we? Just about there. Right. Okay, now then, given that I've already stuck a couple of slowdowns on this loop, I don't think I'm going to run high-speed stuff on here. I think that would be foolish. If I can find something that did, a reasonable level of solid acceleration, is the word I'm after. Yeah, well, by doing that, how's that angle? That looks pretty good. Then we can get good bang for buck. What have I not run yet? No, you've got bits of everything at the moment, which should come as no shock. I don't like that. No, why? Maybe I should not take this downhill. Maybe keeping this. I don't want a bit of a brief tunnel there, but too much tunnel, and you don't get to see stuff whipping around. You're going to go, well, I'm aware that there is stuff, but it's all hibernating at the moment. It's slightly camera shy. Going to go, not on my watch, it isn't. Right, back up some. There you go, because I think this was all downward slope as well. And that's probably because this cut is... No, that cut's on the flat. Alright, okay. Well, you know what they say. If you're going to do something once, do it again. Stick that back in before the trains get confused. Do it quickly. There you go. Right, let's have another go at that. And round here, 140-ish we were happy with. That is on the flat. Okay. What, do you want to take it up a little bit? Not particularly. Well, all right then. Well, you're stuck with relaying the track in exactly the same way as you had done previously. Yeah, if you're going to do something twice, make sure you do it the same way. You really don't know what you're doing, do you? Oh, I know exactly what I'm doing. Whether I'm doing it in exactly the way I intend to be doing it, that's the question you should be asking. Right, okay, now I'll take that up a little bit further, but no more. I hear you. That's sufficient gradient, and then we'll cut through this as well. For some reason, in this series, I am a fan of cutting gouges out of the landscape and then planting a whole bunch of trees. Obviously, there are trees here already, and that saved me half the job. Now, the rather patchworky landscape, for those of you who haven't recently joined us to the series, the kind of patchwork landscape thing that we've got going on here is as a result of deploying the Natural Environment Professional mod after having created the map in the first place. Is there a... Yeah, there is a bit of a dent going on there. So I think we need to keep this back up a bit. What are you going to do? Well, I was kind of considering just going downhill a little bit. You just went uphill a little bit. Yeah, that was to avoid having a tunnel. There you go. See, look, that's nice, isn't it? Isn't that something we can agree is quite pleasant? Yeah, you and your things. Right, there you go. That's got it how I want it, almost. The only thing that we don't want is that level crossing. I think we'll pop a flyover for the road traffic. All right, you don't want to do that yet. All right, fine. What if I do this? Hey, road traffic. Temporary interruption coming. Yeah, sorry about that. Find another way for the moment. I'll be back in a tick with a bridge for you. You know, we all like a bridge. Well, I hope you do, because you're getting one. Right, get in. No, you've got a gap. I swear there's a gap there. There isn't a gap there. No, there certainly isn't a gap now. Right, now then, we've got... Oh, I hope I haven't just disrupted my lumber supply there, but I feel relatively confident that I haven't. Right, what do we want? You're rocking 4 lanes on the highway there. Bit of large country roads and a bit of keep it traditional. No. Bit of keep it futile. Nope. Something like this. I mean, I'm not asking for much here. This is a relatively straightforward, bridge over a road that we're trying to arrange. I'd quite like it to be as gentle as you can possibly make it. That seems to be relatively gentle. I'll even give you something of a modernist bridge approach, but not one of these freestanding numbers. They fill me with unease. But we haven't used green and girdery for a little while, so we'll do that. Right, okay, now then, you We can... Yeah. Alright, place your bets. How long till smoothing gun? Yeah, it's not going to be long at all. I would say within moments the smoothing gun will make its first appearance of the day. I haven't used it already, have I? No, but you could. Oh, look at that. That's a beefcake junction. Road vehicle 173 is a truck going to the Umbrella Corporation. I'm not even entirely certain that there's anything that is being shipped by the Umbrella Corporation at the moment, but so be it. Right, have that, eat this, do this, and then vehicles. Yes. Finances. It has only ever made a little dribble of profit. Well, you say profit. It has only ever brought in a little dribble of income. It's not even profitable. Oh, there we go. Look, smoothing brush has appeared. And do a bit of that. Yeah, that's good. And then tidy that up there. Thank you very much. Anything else you want to do for now? No, that'll do it. No, back on with the main agenda. Right, okay, so we've got Trumpton now to Caprica. And arguably, actually, that takes us to Pseudopolis. So all I need to do is, off this piece of track here, is do a nice little whee onto there like that. And everything will be absolutely lovely. And this isn't going to be difficult at all. This is going to be really, really, really simple. Alright, now then, maintaining the speed here is going to be the tricky bit. Although, we do have an altitude difference. So what I think I might try and do, we'll see if it's necessary or not. If it's not necessary, I won't bother. But we'll whiz out this way. Right, 140 is what we've said is going to be our goal. There you go. See, I think you can probably see where I'm headed with this. Give me, I don't know, something nice looking. Actually, we've been using this, and I know it's actually one of the. I think this is one of the default bridge designs, but I don't use it very often, and therefore I'm quite enjoying using it on this section. Now then, where's the snap point? There it is. And okie dokie. Right. Now then, if this works, it's going to be amazing. Well, okay, amazing is possibly over-egging it a little bit. It's going to be pretty good. Right, now then, and what we're going to do is we're going to go over to the other side. 140, 140, 140, 140. How far do I need to get in order to have 140 as viable? Right, you need to get to there, which means then cutting back in again. Ugh. No, that's not going to do it. We're going to have to sacrifice some speed here, I think. Do we have to sacrifice a lot of speed? Yeah, I think you probably do. Let's go for 99. Now, I'm pulling this back in so that we can get the bridge pillars in place. Just one more. There you go. And then we can start dropping its height back down again. It's painful. It's painful. Doing a U-turn while trying to maintain speed. Don't get your hopes up. Now we won't. Do we want to decline rapidly? Yes, I think we do. Sooner we can get back down to ground level, the better we'll be. And then over there. Right. Okay. So if we take off from here. Oh, that's confused everything. How about that? All right. What's the angle of attack look like? All right. We maybe you need a little bit more angle of attack. No, you can't have that. Have some terrain alignment collision. Oh, thanks. Up a little bit. There you are. How's that look? That looks okay. I don't know if we'll make it for the final jump here. Let's have a look. We will. You've got a minor swan neck there, but that's acceptable under these circumstances because I say so. Right, okay, and then we'll do one of these. Oh yeah, right, I was talking about major projects. That was 15 minutes ago. So, sorting out the up, up, down, down, that's one. And then after that, it's setting up both the kind of the hopper mainline freight route which I'm keen to get started, and the oil freight route as well. Both of those are going to be a lot of fun to get instigated, because at that point we'll be running kind of the minimum load on the mainline freight. Let's make this one way to avoid any potential confusion. Stick one of those in here. No, whoa, misclick. There you go. Come back. About here. There you go. Now there were some more signals nearby, but they're okay. No, we're okay with those signals. Those signals are fine. We will stick some more in here though, because obviously if I'm running more stuff up there, then we're going to need slightly more robust queuing solution. Now, Pseudopolis itself is only a 2-track platform. Trumpton we already know is a 2-track platform, and again we'll bang in some extra signalling on there. Coming out of Trumpton, alright, we have got one we need to move, and it's this one. You, that's it. That needs to live out there. You've got one signal here. I might make another block up there. In fact, why are you queuing? Oh, you're waiting to get onto the main line. Yes. Well, actually, if I take the up, down, which is the it's contrary to what common sense would dictate, it would actually help this line out quite a bit. But that's no reason to do it. It's all about whether it makes sense at every station, and we've got quite a fair chunk of queuing going on here, and not for the first time. Right, I'm going to finish this loop, and then we'll turn our attention to that and see exactly what's going on. Right, bang that in there. Do you think if you did it nicely, you could persuade the city to grow up in this direction? Because I'm now thinking that a bridge that went over the top of both these bits of track would be rather charming. I'm not optimistic. Let's see how the AI works with it, and then go from there. Right, bang some more signals just before the tunnel. I don't know why I do it. I'm a fan of putting signals before tunnels. I mean, it always leaves one train potentially leaving its rolling stock in the tunnel, while its nose is pointing out the other. What's gone on here? Now then, that the junction has uglified a little bit. That's par for the course. But what I'm not so pleased about is the fact that we've got this rather abrupt slope coming towards the junction. Again, I'm going to leave it alone. For the moment, I'm going to leave it alone. I'm hoping, as part of this series, to do some revisiting of former indiscretions and tidy them up, because there are only a few cities. Well, there aren't many cities on the map. There will come a point where we've kind of exhausted the different options that exist, and therefore there will be a polishing phase probably that takes place. We'll see how we go. Right, do that. Not going to double slip this one. There's no point in doing so. It doesn't buy us anything extra, so we'll leave that as is. Oh, there is a minor thing you haven't done yet, and here it is. Right, okay. Well, I know exactly how I'm going to do this one, because anything else would be madness. There may be some casualties here, folks. Just make yourselves aware. Don't make any plans. That new conservatory that you'd thought you were going to get this year, you might not be getting, unless the conservatory in question is that the back of your house has been completely bulldozed. Whoa! I don't know what I removed there, but it wasn't what I intended to remove. But it's gone now, so well, that's life. Let's go to here, right, and then a bit of that. Yeah, your nice little house there. That's forfeit, I'm afraid, because the winds of change are blowing through. The bulldozer of change has come through your house. Many apologies for that. Oh, and you've already got a junction built here. Well, good news. You don't need a junction there anymore. But I spent almost a minute putting that together. That was time wasted, wasn't it? You should have thought that through. I'll be quiet. There we go. Okay, fine. The only reason I'm quad tracking there is just because making another ugly junction there would be horrible. And would likely just lead to, firstly, something that didn't look great, and secondly, queues in the tunnel, which we were just talking about. I think you were here. We spoke of queuing in the tunnel and the queuing and the rest of it. Right, okay, bang in some signals here, and because I'm feeling charitable, I'll let the other side have some as well. There you go, enjoy. Oh, and we'll get rid of that bonus signal that I've got just dangling there. Although, to be fair, there is no real harm in having extra signals going on. It just gives you more queuing options. Right, good. I think we're set. Next question: can anyone get to this new branch? Now we deployed. Yeah, well, yeah, they can because we've already deployed trains that cross country this way, so that's entirely doable. Right, I'm gonna need a pair of routes here. Oh, we've gone with pastels today. Marvelous. So this is a kind of an interior loop. I don't think we're going to do another one. I might do another one. And because Caprica is CP, yeah, that works. CPRC, I like it. CPRC Spinwood. And then obviously this one isn't. Interior loop. CPRC Widders. Right, there we are. Now then, let's plumb this sucker in. Give me some of that. Caprica City. Going to not Caprica City. Very good. Followed by, and it's already completed the loop for me there because the one-way signals that I've got have gone, well, okay, I suppose we're going this way then. And then to Winchesterton Fieldville. All right, how do you feel about that? Well, I don't even need to look. If you've done this even close to being right, this is just going to work first time. And then we'll do the other way as well. Now, the big challenge coming up in a moment is what the hell train am I going to run on this? I couldn't tell you. I will show you, though, in a moment. Right, there we are. Easy. Easy peasy. Okay, fine. All right. No, it's okay. I was just mildly confused myself. So there you go. There's the overall look and feel of the thing. Yeah, I think that there may have been a minor advantage if I had gone, if I'd worked out a route to go this way and then curving in, it would have saved a little bit of time and then reversing back on itself. You can argue the case, and I will hear you. But I don't mind the loop. I don't like that very sharp corner it's got at the end there. But you know, we'll live. Right, okay, now then, let's how many are we going to put on here? Let's fling 3 in each direction and see how we get on. If we go for a capacity of 70 to 90, something in that kind of region, that tops out at maybe 140 to 160, and we'll see what we can get out of that. We'll go multiple units first, just to see what's in the shed that I haven't used yet. Is that a full shebang? It looks like it's only part of a train rather than the full effort. Then we've got an awful lot of this yellow stuff floating around. All of this yellow stuff wants to carry tools, food, and goods at an incredibly fast speed. Let's not. What about the HXDXH 210 kilometres an hour? No, it's more than windy. Oh, hello. What have we got here? 117. Some Soviet. But yeah, oh, I'm tempted. Even though that came into service in 1930, it is tempting. We don't need that much. What about the Mirage? Yeah, why not something that's not in the base game? Now the other question that I have for myself here is one of these likely to crash the game? That is a possibility. Hang on. Yes, game, I'm afraid the circle of trust with regards to me blindly adding new mods has been shattered forever now. This might do a decent job, actually. It's another Dutch number. Obviously, Team Netherlands has got a mod maker who's knocking them out. That seems to be the rule. Is that if you've got someone who likes making trains from your country, then you're in like Flynn. If you don't, you're out like someone else. This 125 kilometre per hour might do the trick. 73. Yeah, that might be good. What else have we got going on here? 160, too fast. Too fast. There are too many slow corners on the route to warrant it. We've used the Scepters. I'm not opposed to using something American on here. Deutsche Bahn's a bit too quick. I know. I mean, these are all. I think these are all flirt variants, aren't they? Oh, I'm going to get lit up for that one. If I'm wrong. If I'm right, they're going to go, yeah, it is. But I'm probably wrong. They're all flirt-esque. Let's put it that way. Now then, that's all on Espanol, and that does me very few favours. 160. I like it. It's a nice train, but we're not running it. How about you just get on with it and pick one? This would be good if the capacity weren't quite so monstrous. Because we'll never fill that. We could go default and use this 450. Why don't you stop umming and ahhing about it and just pick one and run it? Alright, okay. Alright, we'll run something a little bit slower. Where was that 125 max speed that I saw before that I quite liked? It wasn't all the way up here, was it? No, now you're starting to get a little bit archaic with things. You did. You saw something that topped out at 125. What was it? Oh, it was the Mirage. Right, yeah, no, that's default. So we don't want to run that. We're going to go with this one. 120. There you go. That's the ticket. And we'll run the larger consist there, or will we? Do you want to just stick a tiddler up there? I think that would be smarter. Okay, 2, 3. Right, you lot, set line. Oh, which one do I want to put you on? I think you should go on to, well, it's heading Widdershins, so you go on the interior loop Widdershins, right? And then from the other bunker over here, we'll buy some trains, ideally the same one. And we'll send you up the Spinwood. There you go. 1, 2, 3. Set line. Interior loop. Spinwood. Right. Marvellous. Obviously, this is going to take a little while for those to get onto their routes. Now, I like this. I like this section. I like the double depot that we're running here. It needs more junctioning. It needs more signals going on, but fundamentally I like it. Someone asked last time, why am I only running effectively one depot on the entire circuit? And it's because it's something I've always intended to do, is have a single depot to serve absolutely everything, but I've never pulled it off before, until now, where I have indeed pulled it off. There you go, there's some action, look. Yeah, look at that. There's even a bit of depth of field going on for those who care about such things. Oh, do you want to know what's flashing? There you go. It's Little China. You knew that. And that means that the station next to Little China still has a bit of a backlog when it comes to stuff being picked up. There you go. So a slightly older train being put into service, but that's absolutely fine. Actually, we've got there's quite a bit of action going on here. I mean, to be fair, it's a target-rich environment as far as action is concerned, especially when you're deploying new services. Now, I mean, some of you will recoil in terror at the SD70 in the background while you've got Dutch trains in the foreground. Just go with it, friends. You're never going to be happy if you're expecting some kind of consistency from me, because that's just not going to happen. Yeah, I mean, look at all of this stuff we've got waiting. Let's go out. I'm just going to have a quick look at. Oh, Little China has shut up. It feared the Eye of Sauron turning up and going, "What are you doing?" Yeah, what I was going to do was help to ease its pain. Was my intention, but obviously it is no longer suffering from any pain, so that's all good. Right, now then, to finish off, we're going to put in a quick commuter route here in Caprica. Because if we're going to continually route more bits and pieces out in this direction, then having a commuter route in Caprica is something that we're going to want to do. Look! We've got stuff being built over the other side of the river. That's jolly nice. Oh, well, good. Oh, I'm pleased-ish, of a sort. Okay, now then. We're going to need a bus depot, the bus station, except we're not, because it's a tram. But it amounts to the same thing. So we've got a truck stop up there. We've got the port down here. We're going to want to take these in on our tram-based route. Ooh, well, okay, that's going to be exciting. Tramway electric. Will you do that? Will you do that? There's too much slope. No, surely not. There's too much slope everywhere. No, this bit's completely flat. Too much slope. You're not even checking, are you? That's just your default. No, we can't do it. Too much slope. No, it's there's too much slope on this piece of flat land for you to do that. Well, look, I'm going to need to get the tram down here. It's somewhat fundamental to my interior service. Oh no, hold on, I've got an idea. It's okay. I've got a plan. Right, now then, we're going to stick a bus stop down there. It only needs to be on one side of the road, so that's fine. We will then... I think I've got a nicer one of those. There you go. See, bus, tram, kind of stop, terminal kind of thing. Let's have a quick look at the existing catchment that we've got. And as you can see, it is pretty extensive. So out here would benefit. What are we actually rocking over there? An industrial. I think these are all going to be industrial buildings, aren't they? Yes, they are. Why have we gotten... Oh, no, you do have catchment. So something over there, another one here-ish, or maybe just over there, another one here, and then the fourth quarter. So that's got some, but I think if we were to stick another one about there, and then one at the station itself, that should give us suitable coverage, because you don't do so well if you're putting any kind of a commuter stop where people can adequately walk, because people do like to adequately walk on an occasion, and so there's not a lot of point in doing it. Oh, we've got a tram up over there as well. Do not fight me on the elevation of the thing, please. Well done. You get to live. Actually, while we're in the area, you see it, I see it, we all see it. I'm going to make it happen. Give me some of the medium street. Give me some electrical tramway track, and we'll go. If we continue running that way, because it would have done at some point, and then we'll do this. Oh, interesting. I hadn't anticipated running this as a tunnel. Is it going underneath the road? It's going underneath the... Yeah, no, that's not what I had in mind. it's brilliant, and normally I'd go for it, but actually I want to go up and over. Like that. See, that's kind of what I want to do. If we can do it without a... There you go. We'll remove the building. But why? Because otherwise I would have had to have a bridge there, and I don't want to have a bridge there. Right, that's it. Yeah, work all this back in. How much of you is not trammed at the moment? I trammed very randomly when I put this together, didn't I? I mean, obviously that shouldn't come as a shock, but you know, I am a little bit surprised, disappointed. What are you? Unsurprised, not really disappointed, because a lack of surprise doesn't really disappoint. We'll put. I just want to do enough so that I can get my circuit done. What do we think? Go down this big straight number here. Actually, go around the outside would probably be better, but obviously we'll tram up the central section. Right. Okay. Where are you going? Well, I'm going to carry on round to about here, I think. Okay. All right. So do that then. Do that thing. Right. So from about there, round the corner into the whatever this is, High Street Junction kind of a mode, and I mean I like your aspiration there, but no, that's not what's occurring at all. We'll do that instead. Okay, fine. And then just for larks, no. Actually, I'm going to let that one develop organically and see where it ends up. Right now then, back to stops again. Actually, check the coverage. No, put the stops in, then check the coverage, because that way you'll know if you've got everything you need. Right, so we do need over here. Right, okay, good. And then once you've done that, we're going to head out over this side. Now, do you want to go under? I think under is the way to go. And then we were talking about over here somewhere. Now, obviously, there's not going to be a massive amount of demand for this immediately, but the goal will be that the town continues to expand, and therefore, eventually, there is more demand. This one has got a bit more overlap in terms of your main station effort going on, but then the final move is going to be to run a quick little bus route between. No, we want it to go to the port, so we'll go port to station on a bus route that just kind of does that. So we'll run both buses and trams here in order to make that work, rather than bulldoze all of that shebang and make it happen. Right now, no, you wait for it. Now we'll just make sure that this tram route's going to work. So if we go out this way, down there, around here, come back in, doesn't really matter which way around that block you go, but that'll be fine. Come back out here, down this one, over there, down here, do this, do that, and then up here and through there and around that and whatever you like. Okay, good, fine, thank you, marvellous. So we're going to need 3 of these. Yeah, I know. What I'm not doing, which I would normally, is I'm not doing a figure 8 loop. The figure 8 is what I will typically do, where you have a terminus at one part and then you end up backing up on yourself. Don't need to do it. So the first one we're going to do is going to be Caprica. No, we went CPRC. There you go. Caprica ferry commute. There you go. Yep. Thank you. Yep. Thank you. Yep. Autosave. All right. Thank you. And that just very straightforward goes from there to there. All right. Smashing. I'd have gone the other way around that, just so that I didn't have to cross over my own route. But you know best, I suppose. And what we'll do is we'll just stick like 1, maybe 2 buses on there, and that should be perfectly happy. Please hold. I'm just going to fix that up. Let's run something black. Have a West Coast King there. There you are. Okay, you see, sometimes I don't ignore them. Right, and the next one is going to be CPRC commuter spin wood we might be playing this one a little fast and loose. And then CPRC commuter widders. Right, okay. Right, so let's do the spinwood, which is going to go from there to here. Yep, that looks fine. Over to this one, and down to this one, and over to that one. There you go. That looks more or less as envisaged. Again, it's crossing over on itself, but, you know, I'm fine with that. And then on the widder shins, we're going to go for this one, and then that one, and then you, and then her, and then my dog. Right, that all looks peachy keen. Right, now all I need to do is stick a couple of depots up. Obviously, we're going to need a couple of depots. I can stick them at the top of the hill, and that way their maiden voyage can be rolling down it. No, I'm going to leave the top of the hill alone. I'm going to let the AI develop that. We'll go on the outskirts of town. So I'm going to need to that, and then we'll depot up. So we'll have you actually, rather than having two depots, we'll run the. I do like the little garage. Go on, just sit, fit on that. Just get on there. Get fit. Will you? Thank you. I mean, you've made for some exciting there. Oh, and some ugly. Ugly and exciting. Oh, it's our lucky day. All right, get rid of that. Yeah. You want a piece of road that's flattish before you start doing that kind of rubbish. Try it again. Only, you know, less horrible. No, horrible. Give it some tilt. That's it. That's not horrible. There we are. That's more like it. And then next door to that, we'll have a tram depot. I don't know why I've only got one tram depot. I guess probably because I don't use trams very often. I do make a cursory nod towards trams, and I think trams are great. You know, this is not me having any kind of an anti-tram stance. Far from it. I love trams, think they're fab. Love's maybe too strong a word. But, you know, I have an affinity for tram folk because I think they're fab. I mentioned this. Right, now then, by road vehicles, let's go passenger. Let's go relatively lightweight. We don't want anything too beefcakey. How are you? 16? All right, tell you what, 1. We're going to run one bus on the CPRC ferry commute, which needs to have its name changed because at the moment its name is bad. Right, okay, good. You are on the go. Yeah, see, the word commuter should come first. Silly boy. Now then, do we want to run the Beefcake Cobra or the cheeky little scamp Skoda? Let's go Beefcake Cobra and we'll run 2 each way. I wanted to run 3. No, 2 each way will be enough. 1, 2. All right then. Set line, spinwood. Why not? And then you set line with the shins. Right, there we go. Right, trams. Look, people, trams. Some of you keep going, oh, I'll do some trams. And I've got to go, all right, I'll do some trams. This time you didn't even ask, and I've done some trams. And little chimes complaining again. But no, I'm not going to check it now. No, it's no longer on the agenda. Right, what have we got waiting? Winchester and Fieldville, I'm going to assume has only just picked up. Yes. Both the Spinwood and the Widdershins have got plenty of action going on. That's a good thing. And therefore, I genuinely feel relatively positive about this. Although that said, where is the lead train at the current time? Lead train, where are you? Right, let's say it's that one. Oh no, you've got passengers on board. You're rolling. Are they all going? Yep, there's 2 and there's 3. They're all going. Well, terrific. Now, they will space out a little bit over time, but in this first instance, they're going to be bunched up just a touch, although they did have to wait to get into and out of the depot. just out of the depot. Anyway, that's going to wrap it up for this time. I've been Colonel Failure. Next time, we'll do a goods route. But I'll probably set up the next mainline freight in the interim, so that that's running by the time you turn up. Fling a like at this one if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to make sure you don't miss the next one, and I'll catch up with you very soon. Should we turn around and watch something a bit more dynamic? Well, I mean, how dynamic is that? There you go, that's dynamic. Thanks for watching. Cheerio. Am I afraid? Is that the reason that I've not done it yet? Is it just because it's fearsomely complicated? I'm not entirely sure. But for whatever reason, I think double down, double up on the train circuit is going to be pretty important. It's working at the moment, but I think it can work better, particularly as we start to add more services onto the route that exists right now. Regardless, the fact that there's big projects now that are, they're complex, and it's reorganizing and it's reshaping things that exist already. That's the stuff that I love. Anyway, stick around for more of this series. There's plenty more to come still. And if you haven't subscribed already, press the subscribe button. It'll help you out in terms of, it'll stick something that YouTube recommends to you that you might actually conceivably watch. And you let me know, I mean, that could happen.